Hello everybody, back again with another video. And as you can see, I'm in my semi truck, out of town. But guess what? I actually have my microphone with me now, so I'm hoping the audio quality ends up being a little bit better than it usually is when I make videos from my truck. But right now, um, out of town, about 350 miles away, but that's okay. Um, because I like trucking. I like to drive, so it's all good. But I do want to get on here and talk about social media for a minute because I think social media, there are some problems that I see with social media. There's good things with social media and there's bad things with social media, but I think some of the negatives of social media really are starting to um, outweigh the positives of social media, right? So sorry about that. Like I said, I'm not at home right now, but I think um, with social media, it can have really good purposes, but I just don't see them being utilized for as many good purposes as it's being utilized for bad purposes. And so, social media, MySpace was kind of like the first mainstream social media service. I can't recall any social media um, or website or service that was available before MySpace that was actually like popular. And then Facebook came along a few years later, and they kind of um, took the number one place from MySpace. And then, of course, Twitter came along, then Instagram, and then now we have, I think the newest like popular social media site um, is TikTok. And so yeah, I don't know, is YouTube considered social media? I don't think so. It could be looked at that way, but it is different from like other social media sites. But um, what I'm seeing from social media is just the promotion of a lot of negativity. And but what I will say before I get into that is there's positives of social media. I think one of the biggest positives that you can get from social media is the simple fact that um, you can get information a whole lot faster than you used to be able to get information. What I mean by that is, as soon as something happens, a news agency or somebody that just has information on a story going on in whatever city can instantly send out a tweet saying, hey, this is going on. Um, Here are the details that we have, and we'll deliver more information as we get it. And as they're getting information, they're able to pass that along to you at an instant, like at a second, as it's happening that second. And so um, that's a good thing. Back before social media, you used to have to wait until the news came on, and sometimes a story would happen at like, I don't know, 1 in the afternoon, and then you'd have to wait till like the 5 o'clock news came on or the 6 o'clock news came on to see that story and figure out what's going on. And that's how it used to be. But now a news agency at 1 o'clock in the afternoon can send out a tweet saying, hey, something's going on. Or not even just a tweet, just a notification, or just anything, or a news agency can, I don't know, do news agencies have Instagram? I don't use Instagram very often, but if they do have an Instagram, they can send a picture of what's going on, them at the scene at the very second that something's going on. And it's just kind of revolutionized the way that news is presented in a way. I mean, you still have television news, but I think a lot of people get news from um, social media nowadays. Now, another good thing about social media is the fact that um, social media, um, it it's another, what do you call it? It can, in a way, it can kind of keep like the mainstream media um, truthful in a sense, because let's say the mainstream media says, okay, this is going on or that's going on, but they're leaving out like a detail or something. Somebody from social media can fill in that detail and say, hey, this is what's really going on. This is what they're not telling you, so that we can, put the puzzle pieces together as to what's truly going on. And I've seen that happen um, many times. And so I think that's very important. It can kind of keep the media truthful. I mean, there's a lot of like different information out there, but it can kind of keep a little more accountability when it comes to mainstream media, because you have to remember, now with social media you have all types of different sources of information. Nowadays, you have independent um, news agencies that aren't connected to any sort of mainstream, Fox, CBS, ABC, NBC. They're not connected to those agencies. You have more independent journalists that are on social media now. And, these are people that, they still have real information, but it's just always good to see a story covered from a different angle or from an independent angle versus just relying solely on ABC, NBC, CBS, or ABC, these big mainstream places. You never want to just rely on them solely. You always want to um, kind of get information from other sources, and those other sources happen to be on social media as well. So it's good. It's kind of a, what do you call it? Not, is it? Could I really say that's like checks and balances? Kind of how they have that set up. That might be the wrong analogy, to be honest. I would just say like it kind of holds media, really all types of media, accountable, because now you have all these different sources that have information about a particular story. And so that's good. That's good. We need that. We need that. But I think some of the bad things that I see out of social media is, well, one thing that comes to mind right off bat is just the the promotion of just lots of negativity in a way. Like, you'll put out a story, or put out like a video of something positive going on, and it won't get as many likes on Instagram or um, retweets or whatever on Twitter or TikTok or whatever. You put out one video of somebody just some sort of bad thing going on, like a fight or just some sort of negative activity going on, it's gonna get all types of views, all types of retweets, likes, and that raises it up in the algorithm to where that's going to be like a top video, especially if it's a bad like fight or something like that. It's going to get so many likes and stuff that it's going to end up raising it to the top in the algorithm. And I guess that goes back to um, how mainstream media does things as well, because I mean, anything negative is going to be the leading story on the news. I don't think I've ever, I don't think I've ever seen the news lead, like their top story, be a positive top story. I don't think I've ever seen that. It's always going to be some sort of negative story that's going to be the top story. They won't say the good news until like the very last segment, usually, or rarely somewhere in the middle of the newscast. But it's 99% of the time not going to be the top story. It's not going to be positive. It's going to be something negative. It's usually going to be crime, because crime is something that the news agencies, in a way, they seem to really live off of. I mean, any sort of crime, they're just going to report it like crazy, you know, and that's just what it is. And in a way, if you see too much of that, it'll kind of like warp your perception of society. Like, man, there's just so much going on. And it is, don't get me wrong, it is, but you just don't want your mindset being warped to that extent. So that's all I'm saying on that. You don't want to take in too much negative stories and this crime just all the time, or it's going to mess you up, you know. So, yeah. With social media, it's just a promotion of negativity. I think that's a problem. I think another problem with social media is um, you can hide yourself in a way, and what I mean by that is um, when you get on social media and you post like a picture of yourself, to an extent, you can hide who you truly are, um, and say anything. You have troll accounts that say such like disrespectful things, but they hide behind social media, and they say things that they would never say to someone's face, and it's just, to me, I just, that's just not real to me. um, I think if you say something that's mean, at least be real enough to stand on it. Like, don't hide behind social media. And what I mean by them hiding behind social media is that a lot of times they're not showing their face when they say something like mean or disrespectful for like no reason. A lot of times these accounts, they're not showing their face, and I see that as a problem. It's like social media, you kind of lose the authenticity and the realness that you used to have before this whole internet social media thing came out. Now of course there are people that say certain things and their face is showing, but um, there's many a times where I'll see certain things, and especially on Twitter. I think this happens on Twitter a lot. People just say mean things for no reason. It's like, why are you being mean? Then you look at their account, no face, no nothing, you know. And yeah, and so I think it comes with that. Now, there's nothing wrong, of course, with not showing your face. Everybody doesn't want to show their face online, of course. But to me, I think if you're going to get mean, disrespectful, um, just extremely rude for no reason at all, to me, at least be real and be authentic if you're going to come at somebody in that way. But that's just how I see it. Um, that's just how it is. And I think social media, you can kind of hide who you really are and show your face. And what I mean by that is nowadays you have all types of different filters to where they make you look completely different. Um, I know there's one filter, at least on Snapchat, and wait, close that. There's actually one filter on like Snapchat. Does Instagram have filters? There's one that literally like transforms your face. It like gets rid of um, pretty much any sort of blemish or bump on your face, and it like enhances your eyes. It enhances your nose and lips and hair and everything. And to me, it's just I don't really know if I'm a big fan of that. I want to see like if I see somebody, I want to see somebody's real face. I don't want to see like a computer enhanced version of their face. You know what I'm saying? I just want to see, I guess, just the real them. You know? That's all I'm saying. Because in real life, you're going to see the person's actual face with no filters, no enhancements, no nothing. But social media, you can kind of transform your face into something different with these filters and stuff. And I just think that's interesting. I think filters, that's kind of a newer concept, because when social media first came out, I don't think you could use filters, but I might be mistaken on that. I don't know. Now, see, my face, there's no filters. And it's like when I see somebody, I just want to see their normal face. I don't want to see like a bunch of filters and stuff, because I'm like, well, man, I don't know what they truly look like. It's just, I guess that's just a me thing. I just like to see, realness. But that's just me. I know people, they probably think a little bit different, but um I'm just a real person. I like to see realness. I don't want to see like a computer enhanced anything. And there's just so many computer enhancements and um, computerized versions of everything nowadays. You have AI, and everything is just so technical and computerized. It's just we're losing the realness and the authenticity that humans have through this social media space. And so that's what I mean by you can kind of, I guess, hide your face and still show your face. You might see my face, but if I have some sort of face filter on, you wouldn't see what I really look like. Like if you saw me in real life, this is the exact face you're gonna see, because there's no filter. Now, if I use some filter all the time, and then you saw me in real life, you're gonna be like, whoa, you look completely different. Somebody's car alarm is going off. It's actually the morning time. There's a Starbucks coffee I see. Their line is packed. Starbucks, they kind of expensive though. I've drank their coffee before. That was before I went vegan. But I think they have vegan options. I'd have to see. I don't know, but I don't really drink coffee like that anyway. But man, that car alarm is still going off. I hope y'all can't hear that. But anyway, man, they not gonna turn it off. I hope they turn that off. It's actually kind of low. Never mind. But anyway, what I was saying was, I think the realness is taken away through social media. And another thing about social media is it kind of one thing, and I actually forgot about this. Social media, it encourages everybody to have this same look to them. It wants to, like, we lose our individuality through social media. Like, we all have to look the same. Sorry about that. I got distracted. But yeah, what I was saying was, we just lose our individuality when it comes to social media. And I'll say, as a guy, for example, when you look at like pictures of guys on social media, they want to show you like this perfect representation of what a guy's supposed to look like. So he has to be over 6 feet tall, really muscular, six-pack abs. And that's just not how reality is. Some guys are 6 feet tall, some guys are under 6 feet tall, some guys are skinny, some guys are muscular, some guys are a little bigger. But it's just we lose our sense of individuality when it comes to this social media. And it's the same thing for women. Like, they go through the same thing as well. And so I think that's how it is with social media. We just lose that individuality. But anyway, I think that's about it for this video. I really do thank you all for watching, but that's just some of my problems with social media. It has its good things and its bad things, but I think the negatives kind of start to outweigh the good. And I think we can still turn that around. I don't know if it's going to get turned around, but I still think that we can do it. And so yeah, that's about it for this video. I really thank you all for watching. I'll probably have something uploaded a little bit later this week. Today's Tuesday, so I'll have something uploaded later this week. And of course, I'll have something uploaded on the weekend as well. But anyway, with that, I'll bring this video to a close. Hope you all have a great day today.